And welcome to another episode of Live and Loose here in the Edge Entertainment Australia studios. I am joined by the effervescent Mr. Sean Bennett from the Rockpit. Sir, how are you?
I'm very, very well. Before we even start, I said I'm going to throw you off the cuff.
Yes.
At various times tonight. I'm just going to put my Rockpit out on very quickly and say I've been listening to this album from a Canadian band called The Mighty One, and I just wanted to take a moment to use this platform to thank Tim and the boys for sending me this and the t-shirt all the way from Canada. The album is cranking. I know we're here to support all we do with local bands here, but this is a killer, and please have a listen to the Torture Rock and Roll. Tim, love you, mate, and we'll speak very soon. Done. Carry on.
And that's the reason why he's not wearing his Rockpit shirt. Fair enough. I will let that slide. We are joined by two local stars who are not Canadian.
No.
No, the band is not Canadian?
They're Canadian.
Well, that's what I said. They're not Canadian.
Oh, these aren't
two
Canadian.
local sands.
Yeah.
Okay. Don't work with animals or kids, ladies and gents. It's just a train wreck. Okay, he's gone completely off cuff, and that's fine. I will put us back on track. I've been joined by Matt and Mel from Ashes of Autumn. It is an absolute pleasure to have you in the studio. How are we, guys?
Excellent. How are you?
Good.
They look quite nervous.
You're looking at them on the camera.
I'm looking at
They're
them.
very nervous.
I want to look at them because I'm like, how are you doing?
Just good. You look that way and go hi, and I look at that way and go hi.
I'm being personable.
I'm professional.
I'm being personable.
So I can see a band riff already. Here it comes, the first one on the couch. Great to have you, because one of my favourite bands in Perth from the moment I saw them.
Yeah, look, our
very first review was the Rockpit.
Was.
Wow.
And I think
Can you remember where that was?
Amplifier.
Yeah, they were on early enough that I do remember.
With Electric State.
It was their video launch, I think, and you opened up with Burn. I remember that because it just made me go, oh my God, I need to listen to these all the way through. And I think I said something like one of the most exciting debut acts I'd seen for a long, long, long time. And I'll still stand by that because it was a fantastic night.
It was a good gig. Thank you.
Yeah, I had fun.
That's a pretty good prop there, just quietly. From the man that is Rockpit himself.
Well, I
think we still use your blurbs from that.
You do.
review.
Just can I have a second T on my surname on Spotify, please? But we'll let that slip.
Ouch. Okay, moving on.
But no, it was great. It was a good night. You
Stop pumping our tyres up. Mel and I aren't very good with receiving compliments.
Oh no, very awkward with that.
Well,
that's why we never. It's like, what do you think of this song? I've just written. Oh, all right.
All right.
Okay.
All good at giving compliments.
Now I know if I'd have written that review and just said, yeah, this was all right, I'd have been okay.
Exactly.
They'd have gone, oh, thanks so much.
Just go, not really that shit.
Come on now. You guys are pretty good. We don't just get any average people in here. I mean, we try and we get the best.
The creme de la creme.
Yes, the creme on top, as they say in the Australian language. Tell us about your latest song.
I thought you were going to ask that question. No.
Under the bus.
We caught you.
Our latest song, release date to be confirmed, but imminent. It is called The Time. This really is a Mel song, so maybe you should talk about it.
Okay. It was definitely an our song. I wrote this song a couple of years ago as an acoustic song. But, it was still more up-tempo. And I've got a ton of these songs just sitting there. Anyway, I thought I'd give it to Matt to see if he could work it a bit better, or even to see if he even liked it. I think it might have been the, it's all right one. No, I'm kidding.
I wasn't.
Ouch.
Oh, no, so used to it. So I gave it to Matt, and he was like, yeah, it's all right. Yeah, cool. And I didn't hear anything about it for a very long time. And then one day he messaged and he said, you know that song that you sent, The Time or something? I'm like, I've kind of been playing with that. And this is months after the fact, months and months. So I'm not sure what sort of, burned in his brain there to go back and have a listen to it. But it did, and now it is what it is. So when it was written, like I said, it's just acoustic. It didn't have the chorus as you can hear it now, or will hear it. It's not released yet. It was a little bit different, so we worked it a wee bit, didn't we? And now it is what it is, and now we're waiting for it to be released.
Yeah, I'd been sitting on this blues riff for ages, like the guitar riff, as a different song idea. And then I was just sort of listening through old ideas I had, listening through Mel's stuff, and went, hang on, they sort of go together. And yeah, anyway, Mel came round to my house and we sort of thrashed out a chorus, and it just became the song. So
Yeah.
I like it. It's one of my more favourite, because I'm a bit of a 80s bluesy rock bogan.
Yeah.
It's pretty nuts and
That's
bolts
okay.
rock.
We won't hold it against you.
They're coming back. Don't worry.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for it to come back. But yeah, so that should be coming out. I think that will be early in the new year,
Cool.
because we have, we want to basically launch it around something. So
Yeah.
And obviously you've played it live because you performed it on the scene.
Yeah, we did.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's when we said that there was the new song coming out, and we wanted to sort of give a sneak peek and probably not play the songs that we had released anyways. We kind of flogged them a bit, I think.
Yeah. Sounded great live. Everything you do live.
It's a fun song to play live. It's really fun, actually.
you get to crank out the tambourine. So rock and roll.
Sounds like a swear word, doesn't it? Crank out the
It's
tambourine.
almost like rub me the wrong way. That's Matt's favourite part, isn't it?
Sit out the tambourine. It adds another dimension
but
to the
it's
music.
kind of like if I don't do it at a gig, he'll be like, "Where's the tambourine, man?" and then he'll be like, "Why did you only play it for half the song?" And I'm like,
Questions.
"Oh, what the?"
Tambourine criticism is harsh. It's harsh.
It's like, yeah. It's
So, from a working together perspective, is there a process where a song comes to life? Is it? And I ask this to all the bands: is it lyrics that come first? Is it tune? Is it just an amalgamation of, okay, I'm going to write something down, I'm going to then literally let it sit and sort of let it grow organically, or does someone go, hey, I've got this awesome idea, this cracking riff, or I've got these lyrics,
Yep.
can we put it together? How does it work for you guys?
Every song is different.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a process that we be like, yeah, this is our formula and this is how we do it. It's creativity, right? So it's not very creative to put yourself in a pigeonhole.
Yeah, true.
Right.
Sorry.
So everything is very different. I work differently every time. Matt, well, maybe not so differently. No, I'm kidding. No. But like what I'm saying is, whoever's written the song or written the idea, and if they bring it to the table, it's a different process every single time.
Yeah, we've never been a jam band. So it's usually an individual brings in a song idea.
Yeah.
But they form from anything. I know me personally, there's a song that we do, Whispers, and that started as just a vocal line I had in my head, no music.
Wow.
Yeah.
Another song we do, Enemy, that was a drum beat that I had.
Yeah.
And I just went, I like this drum beat. And then I sat at home with a guitar, sort of did the music, and I sort of had an idea for the chorus, and then took it to Mel on the band and went, what do we do with this? And Mel sort of did a verse, and I think we went to your house. We sort of worked out the versey bit, and it came together. But it's predominantly an individual brings in an idea, but it changes. It's sort of like no matter what we do, it sounds like us.
Yeah.
So things will start off as a piano ballad, and then suddenly it's just a rock song.
Yeah,
or
exactly.
it'll be a acoustic song and become a rock song. It's
think-
like it's just what
I think I wrote
we do.
refused to. Well, when I say I wrote it, I wrote the lyrics on the plane home from the States, and I was probably like 3 vodkas in.
Inspiration.
Yeah,
on
well,
the tarmac.
yeah, but I was listening to the riffs that we'd come up with, and just trying to. I mean, it's a long flight. You got to do something, and I get really tetchy, and I don't want to sit there and watch television the whole time or whatever. So, so I was listening to the riffs that we'd come up with, and it was just a bass riff with just like a real simple guitar thing through it. Yeah, and so I just sat there, and this poor chick next to me, I was like, and then I was like, oh, far out, I should go to the toilet. And I went to the toilet, took my headphones with me, and I was like singing in the toilet, like real quietly, like what I've written, trying to come up with the idea and record it at the same time so I didn't forget it. So that was memorable.
And it ended up to being an 11-minute long song, and there was a queue down the plane waiting to go to the toilet. Oh, she's just writing a song.
Yeah, just writing an album.
yeah.
There you go.
That old excuse.
Yeah.
Just writing a song.
Writing a song on the toilet.
The cubicle
Well, no,
became a
I'd
little
written
studio.
it there, but I wanted to sing the idea that I had in my head to see if it worked with the lyrics that I had scribbled down. So I'm in there, and then doing it, and I'm sure like it was. I don't know if they could hear me, like but I wasn't like full voicing it or anything. But no, I didn't really care. I love the song, so it's fine.
It was a very interesting demo to listen to. You could hear a few background noises.
I was standing up, bro, with my pants on.
The acoustics there are terrible.
That flush is kind of like sucks the water out.
So noisy.
Sucks your soul out, isn't it? There it goes.
Now, from a working together perspective, are you guys the original band members? No. I was going no.
I'm saying, I mean, I guess, not from where it started.
Okay,
so how? It started with Matt.
No. Well, it is. Well,
so how long?
Eventually.
Okay. Well, next. I suppose the underlying question is how long has Ashes been going for, and where in that sort of infancy are you guys sort of met? Was it, for argument's sake, Matt was there first? Was it Mel there first?
No. It's like any band. Because we're not 16 or 17. We've been in bands before.
You're not? Really?
15.
Looking great for your age, just quietly.
It's all those after parties.
Yeah. So, no, there's other bands. But no, we are original members of Ashes of Autumn. We came up with the band name. We had a whole long list of names that we went through and just chose.
Really bad names.
Can you tell us?
You love that question. He loves this question.
I can't remember some of them. I am hopeless at coming up with anything
Matt's
like
thinking.
that.
I know he's thinking of things like they're coming.
It was Matt that came up with the name, and we were like, yeah, that's that. It just caught us, and that was like, yeah, that is it. You know, me, I don't even know. I can't even.
But it was literally a list of names. I was never sold on it. Our drummer at the time really liked the word autumn, so we were playing around with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, we just had this whole, like, honestly, about 40 names, and I'm a bit of a nerd and a researcher, so I also, got online and searched for names as well, because you've got to be able to find the band. Like, I remember we played a gig with a band called Furniture, and fuck me, trying to tag them in Facebook.
Any social media.
Facebook and like go Furniture, and all you do is get IKEA stuff. And I was at the stage just like, I don't care. We're playing with a Swedish.
And I couldn't review them because if they put on a really good gig, I can't write fantastic furniture, can I? That's going to be awful. That's going to be terrible.
Free plug there for fantastic.
Send me a couch. I might need one soon.
But no, so that's it wasn't a big conscious we think this. It got to the stage where it's just we just need a name. That's it. Bang, let's do it.
Yeah, but it was before we became who we are now.
Yeah.
It was Matt had been playing with our prior drummer, and then I think that band that they were playing kind of just dissolved. So then they were looking for a singer, and then they actually Rob from Electric State hooked us up. So I had done the Chris Cornell shows with Rob.
Oh yeah.
And all the other amazing guys. And so Rob was like, yeah, this is amazing, and you need to talk to my friends, and they need to talk to you, and and so we did. And then I it was funny because I said to Rob, I don't think so. He goes, but you haven't even heard their music. But I was so like just really not confident enough. So I was like, yeah, no. I'll just sit here in my bedroom writing music that nobody's ever going to hear. And but yeah, so then they got in touch, and that's how it kind of evolved. And then we had to get a new bass player. And
So was there an audition process?
Yeah, it was terrible.
You heard it first. Yeah, live and
Well,
on the loose.
I had to ask that because I have heard this on another interview, so I thought I'd just delve into this.
Delve away.
For me, it was terrible. Like I was just everyone that knows me knows that I'm a very awkward, anxious person. So going into that was just a bit crap for me. I was like, oh my gosh, because trying to sing those songs were the ones that you guys had recorded with the other guy. It was just like, this is not in my keys that I would choose. This is not the style that I would, so trying to make it my own. Our old drummer was like, just make it your own. I'm like, put it in another freaking key then. Like, far out.
Something I could sing.
So yeah, it was a wee bit difficult, but when I went in and had a chat with them, and they were awesome and lovely, and yeah.
But it wasn't a band at that stage. It was literally a drummer and me.
Yeah.
There was a bass player.
We had a sort of fill-in. bass player that was hanging around but had never played in the previous band or that one. It was just
No, and we never
sort
did
of
a
there.
gig with him either.
and all we're playing is the 4-song EP from the previous band.
Yeah.
So it was never going to be That's Ashes. It's just that was the look down the barrel of the camera. That's all we had.
Yeah.
And we had to start somewhere. And the hardest thing, I think it's harder than starting a band from absolute scratch, is where you got bits of a band.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It's hard to regroup people because they're going, hang on, it's not a band yet. You still need 2 members. Where if you're just an individual going, hey guys, I want to start something, you might get a lot of people that are like, oh yeah, we're keen to start, and most of those, probably 90% of those, never get off the ground.
Yeah.
But when you're that almost band, almost not, it's actually really hard. So we've told this story heaps, but it's usually from how Mel joined the band. But from our perspective as Ferret, the drummer at the time, and myself, we were like, really, we want to continue doing music. We work well together. And it was really daunting because it's hard to find good singers, and a lot of bands, a lot of bands, I think, compromise and go, the guitarist can sort of sing. The 2 things that I think draw people to most rock bands are drummers and singers, and we were hellbent on finding a good one, and they're just not that easy to find. And I still to this day don't really know how we weren't aware of Mel. Because
I was the awkward human sitting in my bedroom.
Writing songs.
You must have been having a few years off, because it was weird timing, because I'd lived in the UK for, for the best part of a decade, and then moved back to Perth and got back into the original band thing. So maybe that's when you were strutting your stuff while I was away. But I just hadn't come across Mel before. And it was like, when we got that demo tape, it's like, oh shit, where
have you been
his
hiding?
voice
Yeah.
So we were like the drummer and I are a bit like, well, we need to be in our best behaviour here, and we need to really sell this to Mel, thinking, what's in it for her? Like, she's coming to part of a band.
I really like the fact that you're having a beer, Matt. I think it's really nice.
It's great to see. This is what we did. We just loosened him up a little bit. The thinking man's guitarist is just loosening up a little bit.
It's interesting hearing that process because, what Matt was talking about with them, because knowing them how I know them, it's funny for me to hear that, because I'm like you guys are really confident beings, and you're quite grounded, and like, what does it matter if, you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? It's quite interesting to hear it. But yeah, what I found with when I went and had the audition with Matt and Ferret and the other bass player, I loved that. I loved the, without sounding like cliche and stupid, it was just very focused but still with that passion of like, we just want to write music and we want to play it.
Yeah.
Are you on board with that? Do you know what I mean? None of this cool. We're going to be the best band in the world. We're going to go touring. We're going to do this.
Yeah.
It was simply, let's just write some good tunes and play them.
Exactly.
Let's get doing. Come on. Yeah, and that was what really, really made me feel like, oh yeah, I can do this. Because there was no pressure.
Yeah.
I suppose something that's interested me. So when those 4 original songs were written, and this is the sexist disclaimer is not coming out here, but were they written with a male voice in mind? And
that
then
was when they had the other male
yeah,
singers.
and then to hear them with a female voice, how does that make you feel? Go wow, or the difference? How does that difference sit forward?
So the EP songs that we gave Mel, there's a longer background to it. So I joined the previous band quite late in the piece, so I hadn't recorded anything with them.
Yeah,
but I was slowly becoming the songwriter. So the recorded tracks that we gave Mel were sort of written by other members of the band. They were a bit more punk rock, they were a bit lower down. I mean, the guy could sing and stuff. He was, good singer and whatnot, but it's just not that female range. And as I said, I grew up on 80s rock and 70s rock and like male singers predominantly, but guys that sing up there, like, Boston and Glenn Hughes.
Europe.
Oh yeah, we've had many
discussions about Europe, me and
Matt. Maiden, things like that. I love that, and it probably pisses Mel off because I'm always like, let's do that but higher. But so I was excited about it.
Meanwhile, I'm going to go in the studio and do those harmonies as well, bro. Like, let's calm down.
But I was also I've been in bands previously with female fronted, female singers, and I like that range. So I was excited about it. It would have been a challenge, but going back to your question, Sean, if I can ever find that question all those minutes ago. The new stuff I was writing was really challenging our male singer, and it's not the sort of song that I'd written in my head. And so when Mel came in, 2 songs that we play, and they're definitely Ash's songs. I think one got played maybe once or twice in the old band before it dissolved, and the other one had only been jammed. And that's Need to Know and Burn.
Burn, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Love
So
Burn.
But
Burn
Burn
the
wasn't
chorus,
written, though.
the Burn chorus is the original chorus.
Oh, okay.
But obviously, Mel could sing it a little bit higher and hold a note, but that's the original chorus. But then Mel rewrote the verses for it.
Yeah.
And we sort of made our own song, and the progression changed a little bit. Like it got tweaked, but they were always written with a pretty powerful vocal in mind.
Yeah.
So
It certainly works, obviously, because I was just going to do something really cheesy and say you can let go and build these great supernova tracks.
Oh, wow.
But there's no minor issues in the band to come up with this sort of music.
This is why we love having him on the show, because he is literally a comment a minute.
And
that's
one
all we
glass
have
of Prosecco in, that's all.
Oh, we should fix that.
All right, we're going to have a very, very short break. We're going to top up our drinks, because I think Mr. Bennett probably needs another one. He's looking rather empty. He's parched,
empty.
definitely. Stick with us, guys. You are listening and watching these 2 absolute champions from Ashes of Autumn, Matt and Mel. Stick with us, guys. Cheers.